Unfortunately, it appears that Xabi Alonso is not going to leave Leverkusen this summer. So that's bad news not only for us, but for Bayern, as we are both in the market for a new head coach. I'm disappointed. It felt like it was written in the stars. I would have loved to see him at Liverpool. He's done so incredible at Leverkusen, but I respect his loyalty. I hope he continues to have success, and I hope one day in his career he can come back and coach Liverpool. But that being said, the new frontrunner very much likely to be Ruben Amorim, who is Sporting's manager. I wasn't super familiar with him, to be completely honest, so I did some research so you don't have to. So let me walk through what he's done as a manager to this point. So his first team managing position was at Braga. He was only there for a very short time as the manager. So he took over at the beginning of 2020, so midway through this season, and led them to a domestic cup victory. And then in March of 2020, he moved to Sporting, where he is currently. In the time that he was there in that first season, he finished fourth. And in his first full season, it was really impressive. So he won his second consecutive domestic cup. He set the Portuguese league unbeaten streak record with 32 matches unbeaten. He won Sporting their first league title in 19 years and won Manager of the Year. In his second full season, not as good as the first one, still somewhat successful. He led Sporting to the round of 16 in the Champions League for the first time since the 08-09 season. He was the fastest manager in the Portuguese league to 50 wins, and he won his third consecutive domestic cup, and they finished second in the league. In his third full season, he was knocked out of the Champions League in the group stage. He made it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and they finished fourth in the league. So definitely his most unsuccessful season there. And this season, they were recently knocked out of the Europa League in the round of 16 by Atalanta, who we will be facing in the next round. And currently they sit in first in the league. So not so great in Europe, but doing very well domestically. I think it's still a great hire, to be honest. He's very similar to Xabi in that he's young in his managerial career. He seemed to have a lot of energy, a lot of fire. He's been successful at Sporting, and I don't want to like draw similarities between Portuguese or at least players from the Portuguese league moving to the Premier League with managers from the Portuguese league moving to the Premier League, but players from the Portuguese league, from my experience, seem to adapt very quickly to the Premier League. So who knows? Maybe that'll be the case for a manager as well. So obviously we'll have to see. Roberto De Zerbi is still someone that is being looked at, and I'm sure there's some others that we just haven't heard about. But yeah, unfortunate about Xabi, but let's put our confidence in Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes to find a suitable manager to follow up Jurgen Klopp.